Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva vandushkasaka tvameva tvamavidya dravinam tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Discourse 12. Birth of Pariksit. Saunaka said, the fetus in the womb of Uttara, though destroyed by the formidable Brahmastra discharged by Ashvatam, Drona's son, was brought back to life by the Lord himself. We now wish to hear about the birth and exploits of that noble soul of great wisdom, to whom Shuka imparted knowledge of truth. How his death came about and what destiny he attained after death. Kindly narrate all this to us who are so earnest about it, if you deem it. Shuta continued, freed from thirst for all enjoyments, thought the service of Sri Krishna's lotus feet, the righteous king Yudhishthira protected his subjects like a father, gratifying them in every way. 5. He had immense riches and had performed many a sacrifice and earned thereby a place in the highest worlds. His consort, Queen Draupadi, and brothers were all devoted to him. His suzerainty extended over the entire globe, while he enjoyed the sovereignty of Jambudvipa. Nay, his fame had reached as far as heaven. 5. 6. But could all these objects of enjoyment coveted even by the gods, O Brahmanas, bring delight to the king, who had given his mind to Lord Sri Krishna, the bestower of liberation, any more than things other than food gratify a hungry soul? 7. 8. While being scorched by the fire of the Brahmastra, that hero, Pariksit, in the womb of his mother, Uttara, O Shaunaka, the delight of the Bhrigus, beheld some effulgent being of the size of a thumb, most charming in appearance and swarthy of hue, clad in yellow robes that shone like lightning and wearing a brilliant diadem of gold on his head. He was no other than Lord Achyuta, Sri Krishna. Jai. 9. He had 4 long and graceful arms, was adorned with pendants of refined gold, had bloodshot eyes, and held in one of his hands a mace that shone like a firebrand, even as he waved it in a circle again and again, himself revolving round the child all the time. He was quenching the fire of the Brahmastra with his mace, even as the sun disperses the fog. Perceiving him by his side, the child in the womb wondered who he was. Having quenched that fire, Lord Sri Hari Krishna, the protector of virtue, who is infinite by nature and omnipresent too, disappeared in the womb itself. That unborn fetus of 10 months still looking on. 12. Then, at an hour which was favorable for the development of all noble traits, and when the stars in the ascendant were propitious, was born that child, who maintained the thread of Pandu's line and was another Pandu, as it were, in bodily strength. 13. Delighting at heart at the news of his birth, the king had benedictory hymns recited and rites connected with the birth of a child performed by the holy Brahmanas, like Daumya, Kripa, and others. The king who knew the right moment for making gifts bestowed at the sacred hour of the birth of the child Pariksit. Before the navel string is cut, gold, cows, land, village, as revenue-free grants, excellent elephants and horses as the best and the best food grains on the Brahmanas. 14. 15, 16. Pleased with the gift, the Brahmanas addressed the king, who was all humility, as follow: O ye will of the Pauravas, descendant of King Puru, by the will of providence, which cannot be balked, this stainless race of the Purus had all but died. Yet the Almighty Lord Vishnu, Krishna, in order to shower his grace on you, preserved it by saving this child. 17. Hence he will be known in this world by the name of Vishnurata, one who has been saved by Lord Vishnu. His fame will extend far and wide, and he will undoubtedly turn out to be a great devotee of God and an exalted soul. Yudhishthira asked, will this child share the good reputation of the glorious and high-souled royal sages of his own line, O most worthy souls? 19. The Brahmanas replied, O Yudhishthira, son of Pritha, this grandson of yours will protect his subjects just like Ikshvaku, the eldest son of Vaivashvata Manu, who presides over the present Manvantara, and will be devoted to the Brahmanas and true to his word like Sri Ram, the celebrated son of Dasharatha. He will be munified and kind to those who seek his protection like Shivi, the king of the Ushinaras, and like Bharata, the son of Dushyata. He will extend the fame of his own people as well as of those who perform sacrifices. 21. As a leader of bowmen, he will be a match for both the Arjunas, Sahasrabahu, and his own grandfather. Nay, he will be unassailable as fire and unconquerable as the ocean. 22. He will be heroic as a lion, the king of beasts, worth resorting to as the Himalayas, enduring as the hard earth, and forbearing like parents. 23. In even-mindedness, he will compare with Brahma, the Creator himself, while in graciousness of disposition he will be equal to Lord Shiva, and he will be the support of all living beings like God Vishnu, the abode of Rama, the goddess of prosperity. 24. In high-mindedness, accompanied with excellent virtues, he will follow the example of Sri Krishna. He will be generous as King Rantideva and pious like Jayati. 25. He will be equal to Bali in firmness and unflinching in his devotion to Sri Krishna as Prahlada. He will perform a number of Ashvamedha sacrifices and will wait upon the aged. 26. He will be the progenitor of a race of royal sages and chastiser of those who stray from the path of virtue. Nay, he will subdue Kali, the spirit presiding over the Kali age, in the interest of Mother Earth as well as of righteousness, heeding of his impending death at the hands of Takshaka, the chief of the Nagas, impelled by the curse of a Brahmana's son. He will renounce all attachment and take refuge in the feet of Sri Hari. Hari Bol. 28. Having ascertained the truth about the spirit from the sage Sukadeva, the son of Vyasa, he will cast off his mortal coil, O king, on the bank of Ganga and attain the fearless state, the state of blessedness. 29. Having thus told the king about the future of the newborn babe, the Brahmanas, who were all well versed in astrology, returned each to his own home after receiving reverential offering. 30. It was this very child who was known all over the world by the name of Pariksit, because this gifted boy used to look for, among those whom he saw, the person whom he had perceived in his mother's womb, and who always lingered in his thought. 31. Being fostered every day by the love of his parents and grandparents, the prince Pariksit grew up very soon, even as the orb of the moon, waxing by degrees in a bright fortnight every day, became full very soon. 32. The king now made up his mind to propitiation the Lord through the performance of a horse sacrifice in order to atone for his hostile conduct towards his own kith and kin. But since he had no money to defray the expenses of the sacrifice other than that collected as revenue or fines, he became thoughtful. Perceiving what was in his mind, his younger brothers, at the instance of Achyuta, the immortal Lord Sri Krishna, fetched abundant riches that had been left in the north by King Maruta and his priests. 34. Having thus occupied himself with all the requisites for the sacrifice, King Yudhishthira, the son of Dharma, the good of righteousness, who was steadfast in righteousness, propitiate Sri Hari by performing 3 horse sacrifices. 35. Having enabled the king to perform the sacrifice with the help of the Brahmanas, Lord Sri Krishna, who had been invited for the occasion, stayed with him for some months for the gratification of his friends and relations. 36. Then, with the leave of the king and his younger brothers, as well as of Krishna, Queen Draupadi, O Saunaka, he proceeded to Dwarka, accompanied by Arjuna and surrendered by the Yadu chiefs Uddhava, Satyaki, and others. Thus ends the 12th discourse entitled The Glory of Birth of Parikshit, forming part of the story relating to the Naimisha forest, in the book 1 of the great and glorious Bhagavad Puran, otherwise known as the Paramahansa Samhita. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Vyasadeva ki jai. Bhajo Nitai Gaura Radheshyam, Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Bhajo Nitai Gaura Radheshyam, Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram.